Hey everyone, welcome back to Eager Gridless Beaver. I'm D-, your host, and what I'm doing this morning is looking for a good spot to cure our garlic. On some previous years, what we've done is actually hang it inside the bunkie, but last year we hung it outside and it worked really well. When you're curing garlic, you want to be able to have it, dry. It's very important, as well as mostly shaded. So I'm just looking for an area that's sort of in the woods, and I have the tarp and rope, and we're also going to be using twine and garlic and effort, but that's really it. We're just going to be trying to get some of that excess moisture out of the garlic when we harvest it, but really this is just about setting up the environment so that we can cure the garlic easily when time comes. I'd say maybe another week, maybe 4 or 5 days. I don't know. We've been pulling garlic, but it is getting pretty close to harvest time. So we want to get things into a ready state so that when it's ready to go, we get it curing right away. We've been sampling the garlic already. It's really delicious. I can't wait to eat tons and tons of it. But the first thing is making sure that we have it all prepared for getting ready for winter storage, because we really want to keep it for the entire season, winter season, and it's important to get some of that moisture out and cure properly. It's going to be pretty simple. On past seasons, something we've done is take the garlic and put it on tables and things inside of the bunkie. It worked, but I think that it just doesn't get a lot of air circulation. And when we've used it, it's been pretty moist in there, so you're bringing all that extra moisture into the bunkie, which I don't like as well. It could lead to issues with mold. But I just found this worked really well. You hang it outside out of the sun, so we have that tarp that you saw me bring out here, as well as this rope. So we're just going to combine these two simple things into something that can cover the garlic up so it can cure outside without too many issues. So the way it's going to work is we're going to tie this string, this rope, between 3 trees, probably 2 or 3 trees. I find that close proximity trees, you can create a little bit of a sort of lattice with this stuff so that you can then tie up your garlic, and I'll show you that when we actually harvest it, and let it hang down so that the airflow gets through. I put tarp over top of it to protect it from the elements, mostly the sun and the rain if it happens. I'm sure some moisture on it wouldn't make that big a difference, but we want to try to keep it as dry as possible when it's going through the curing process. And the curing process just takes the moisture out of the garlic so that you can put it into storage and it's going to be able to keep on pushing through. Because if you store everything together and just had it all clumped together and it wasn't dried properly, you're going to have some issues with mold and things. So you want to try to avoid that and get it cured properly for the winter season. So I'm just going to tie a simple knot on here. Fairly high up. This is just a crap softwood tree, so I'm not too worried about things, but this isn't going to be too heavy anyway. Nothing too simple, nothing too complicated, I should say. Probably should have untangled all this before I started, but I didn't. Not a big deal. Makes it, I guess I don't really have to, so I'm not going to. So we're going to come across from that tree to this tree. It's stable enough for this year anyway. I don't think it's going to fall down eventually. And now I absolutely need to take this knot off here. So this is a pretty good height. You know, we're gonna hang the garlic down, so it'll be hanging about here, this level, if you can see this. So it'll weigh down a little bit, but it'll be elevated off the ground, so there'll be a lot of airflow underneath the garlic as it's curing. You know, who wants to deal with having garlic in spaces? If I had lots of spaces that was covered, it might be a different story. Shaded with lots of ventilation, but we don't. So we've got to make some alternate arrangements here so that when it gets time to doing stuff like this, we can function. We also have onions, a lot more onions this year than we planted on previous years. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem in itself. So we need some creative solutions to these space issues. I mean, our off-grid cabin here is only just under 700 square feet. The bunkie is roughly, I don't know, 244 or something like that. But it's still not enough to be able to do everything with. So we have to make some changes and try to find other ways to do things. And this is something that we tried last year and it worked really well. So I'm just going to mimic it. I thought the garlic was really cured to perfection. And in previous years, when it get into late in the season or even early in the season, you lose some due to moisture, or it rots out quicker because it's not seasoned properly, cured. So we'll tie this on to tree number 3 here, and then we'll have some of the prep work done, and then it's just about getting the garlic all harvested and getting the twine and scissors ready and tie this garlic up in bunches to this little jerry-rigged area. Okay, I'm gonna go back over this way. This one over here looks pretty good. This will probably make it easier to work with of it. And it has. And then we'll bring it back. There. Okay, that looks pretty good. This particular rope has a lot of give to it, so I hope it's not going to be too much of a problem. Might end up having to take some more rope just to tie these together to try to get rid of some of these areas where it's has a bit of too much stretch. But anyway, it's enough for I'll have to fine tune things, but I think it's going to be okay as it is for now. So we're on to the garlic harvesting. So that's really it. You have an area sort of set up, this tarp that we have here, and behind me we're going to be putting over top of this after we hang the garlic on. But you get a good idea for what that looks like after I'm done harvesting the garlic.